Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue our theme of combining reality with the TechDisc simulator. What we're actually going to do today is let the TechDisc pick our next driver that we're going to put into our bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, look for a throw that's pretty much my average backhand throw, and then we're going to change the flight characteristics of the disc inside of the simulator, look at what those flights end up looking like, and then let that pick the disc that we end up purchasing from Infinite Discs, and we're going to get it shipped right here. And then I'm going to take it out to the field, throw it, see if it does end up going the furthest for me, and we'll also play around at the course. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to jump into our throws. And once you get in there, you see you have a full list of all your throws. It's got forehands and backhands in here. I'm actually going to filter it to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go here to our filters, and I'm going to say, let's just look at our backhand throws. And now when we come back down here to the list, you'll see we just have our backhand throws. I'm going to ignore the ones from this last weekend and look at one's a little bit further down. I'd say, from knowing my data, about 54 to 56 is probably a pretty average backhand speed for me. So let's look at the ones that are like that. We have this one here, 227, 56.2 with a spin of 960. I'd say that's pretty much my average. You know, you'll see a few I get up into the 1,000 range, but it's pretty rare for me to end up hitting that. So right now I'm leaning towards using this one right here. It had a nose angle of 5.6 and a launch of 1. If we go down to this one that's a little bit further down, 56.9, 1.7 for the hyzer, 965 for the spin, and the nose angle was a little bit higher at 7.9. I think let's go ahead and use this one. So I'm going to click on it. What that's going to do is it's going to bring that throw up and allow us to see what that throw would look like on the simulator. So there you have it, with the flight numbers set as the normal numbers for my disc, which is the destroyer, 12, 5, -2, 1.5 inside the simulator. That went 355 feet. So let's go ahead and start playing with that and see what changes in speed and other things look like. So I always feel like I don't have the speed to be throwing a destroyer backhand. So let's go ahead and lower the speed and see if that gets us a longer flight or a shorter flight. So I'm going to put it down to 10, which is more of sort of my normal backhand driver range. So let's go ahead and simulate that throw. You'll see the only thing we changed was speed. So we kept everything else exactly the same. And with a lower speed disc, we went 342. I'm just curious, let's go even a little bit lower and see what that ends up doing. Let's just say that now we're down in the world of fairways, and let's see what this would have done there. So it went a little bit more right, and once again, it is going to fall shorter, so we're at 330. Okay, so let's go up instead of down. So it was at 12. Let's look at it at 13. Okay, so speeds up to 13. It stays a little bit more left. And that one ended up going the furthest we've had so far, which is 360 feet. So now let's go up even higher. Let's look at 13.5. Okay, it's tracking really similar to that last one. And 363. So let's do 14. $366. All right, so it looks like the TechDisc really wants me to have a high-speed driver. So, I mean, we're going to be looking at stuff in like the world of the Corvette. All right, let's mess with the glide a little bit and see. The glide was already pretty high at 5. Let's turn it down. Let's go to 3 and just see what that does. I'm sure it's going to be shorter. So we're trying to beat 366 right now. And that hyzered out a lot quicker, 328. So let's turn the glide back up. Let's go to 6. All right, so with the glide turned up to 6, it definitely flexes out a lot more. And we got out to 380. Let's see, does the glide allow you to go up further? It does. It lets you go to a 7. I don't know that there's any 14.7 speed discs out there. And when we do 7, it looks like it's tracking on that exact same line. So I think they ended up maxing this out at 6, even though it lets you go higher. Okay, so the last one that it actually lets you edit here is the turn in terms of the flight numbers. We'll also play around with the weight in a second to see what that does. So right now we have the turn at -2. I think if we want to get more distance, let's lower the turn a little bit. Let's go to -3. This might get too flippy, but let's go ahead and see what happens. All right, at -3, it is turning over way too hard, and that gets us 288 feet. So let's go back down to 2.5. And it looks like it might come out. No, not gonna do it. So that gets us 343. So now let's go to 1.5. And that held a lot straighter. But because it didn't flex, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get better than that 380 number. So it looks like the -2, and we'll just do it again to make sure we're happy with it. Looks like at -2, yep, we're on that same line again for 380. So looks like right now it's saying ideal flight numbers 14.6, -2. So now let's play with our weight. And let's go ahead and, when I used to really be particular about my drivers, I'd look for them in the 171 to 172 range. So let's go extreme though. Let's go down to like a 165 and see if that does better or worse for us. It's definitely turning over more, but it fought back out of it. 379, so close but no cigar. Let's go up just a couple, 167. And that's going to be 381. So we have a new distance record. Let's see if we keep going up, if we keep getting further. So we'll go to 170. And that's going to fight out of it. And that is 381 again. Let's go up to 172. $381. So it looks like the most we can get out of this is 381. Actually, let's go to 173 and just see what happens. Okay, back to 380. So I think what we're really looking for is something in the 167 to 171 range. Okay, so now we're going to take this information, we're going to jump over into Infinite's website, and we're going to try and find if there's a disk that works for this. So 14.6, -2, 2. So some people don't know this, but inside Infinite, you can end up looking for disks by the flight numbers. So if you go to search and advanced disk search, you'll see they have the option to search by flight rating. and it lets you put in ranges. So we're looking at 14 plus, so they do have 15s. Glide, we'll do 6 to 8. And what did we say turn was? Turn was -2. And we'll keep that at -2. So, and then finally fade is 2. And since we couldn't adjust the fade, let's give fade a range of 1 to 3. And there we go. So doing this search, it gives us 38 discs. We're going to view the models. And the first one is the Destiny by Westside. It actually looks like it's the only one that came up. So, because there's 38 of them available. So it looks like the Westside Destiny is the disc that's closest. So let's look at what these flight numbers are on the Destiny. I've never thrown one. It's a 14.6 -2 3. So 14.6 -2 2. So we're pretty close to the exact same flight numbers. Looks like they're on sale, so we're gonna look out there. But yeah, it looks like this is the disc it wants me to throw. I do throw Corvettes forehand, so this is somewhat similar to a Corvette, but I pretty much never go up to something like a 14 speed on a backhand, so this will certainly be interesting. Let's select our disc. I like these hybrid ones that are right at the top. I like that stamp that they got on them. Probably end up going with a blue one. But we need to find one that is 171 or 167 to 171. These all seem really heavy. 173. Here we go. Blue one at 171. It's the VIP plastic. I was really hoping to get one of these hybrid ones. What about in white? No, all 176. We got a 179 and like a chartreuse. Another blue at 171. Boy, this is rough. The stamp doesn't match what I want it to. I guess we'll end up going with just a stock stamp and probably this blue one at 171. So stay tuned. Once we get that disc in, we'll end up shooting out in the field to see how far it actually goes for us, see if it can go further than any of the other discs in my hand backhand, and then we'll take it out to the course and see if I score better with it. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.